Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All bringing you this game on the radio. When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at moneypass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game. Thank you to these Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
And we have arrived at tip-off between the Algona Bulldogs and Mason City Riverhawks on Home Country Radio KLGZ. At midcourt, Ben Helmers for Algona and Andrew Novak for Mason City. His ball's tapped backwards. Mason City controls the ball, and Ty Sanchez-Evans takes it right to the rack and scores on the very first play of the game. That's a design play on the opening tip-off to get the ball in Sanchez-Evans' hands, and Mason City grabs a 2-0 lead. For Mason City, it's Jameer Falls, Marcel Whitner, Owen Rickers, Andrew Novak, and Ty Sanchez-Evans today in the starting five. For Algona, their normal starting five, Jackson Eishen, joined by Ben Helmers, Nathan Mansky, Evan Alley, and Jacob Burns. Bulldogs will maintain possession here of 7:36 on the clock. Algona, an overall record of 6-10 on the season. They have lost back-to-back games. Mason City on a 5-game losing streak right now, a 6-8 overall record. Class 4A school out of the Iowa Alliance Conference. Mason City in the red uniforms, the black numerals on the front and back, and Mason City on the front. Here's the drive by Helmers, the pass corner pocket to Eishen. Lets it rip on the free. Line drives it well short, and Novak peels away the rebound in the lane. Bulldogs in the home whites today. The red Algona on the front, red numerals on the front and back outlined in gray, and the red trim along the shoulders. Falls on the right wing, arcs up a high arching three, and that's no good. Alley will wisely let that rebound go out of bounds in the corner. It was Evan Alley and Ty Sanchez-Evans racing after that one, and the temptation for Alley is to try to grab that one, but if you pick that rebound up and play, Mason City can immediately trap you in the corner, so Alley wisely let the one go out of bounds, and the Bulldogs get possession. Burns being bumped by Whitner near half court. It'll get up ahead to Alley. Bounce pass towards Mansky on the baseline. 2-0 Mason City, 1 minute into the ball game from Algona High School, as Helmers tries a shot from way downtown, rims out on the three, but Eishen grabs the offensive board and gets it out to Alley. Alley 3-point shot. That's too strong, and Algona over 3 so far from downtown. Rebound controlled by Mason City. Falls into the forecourt, averaging 6.6 points per game to go along a 3.1 assist for Mason City. Now Whitner slings it across the right side towards Rickers. Back up top to Falls, facing the Algona 2-3 defense. Those top two defenders in the zone are Alley and Helmers. Ball got tipped away, but controlled by Sanchez-Evans and then run into by Nathan Mansky. That's one of those bang-bang plays. The Bulldogs nearly had the turnover there, but when they didn't get it, Mansky was having full momentum right into the body of Sanchez-Evans for the Bulldogs' first foul. Officials today, a veteran crew, Randy Jaden, Kurt Jackson, and Todd Greiman are 3 officials for this afternoon's ball game between the Bulldogs and the Riverhawks. Bucket is toward the right, Falls, contested 3-point shot, way short, rebound loose in the lane, it's on the floor, Novak dives on top of it, and then Alley takes it right out of his hands. Bulldogs take the ball away. Alley bumping the Falls in the front court, finds Mansky. Mansky against Sanchez-Evans, brings it back out towards the perimeter. Ball poked away, and there's a foul inside. This one going against Mason City for their first foul of the ball game, coming at the 6:13 mark of quarter number 1. Sanchez Evans picks that one up, trying to disrupt Mansky. Mansky from the baseline for Algona. He'll be the inbounder. 7.4 points per game so far. Varsity finds Evan Alley. Now back to Mansky. Mansky three-point shot off the back iron. Bulldogs over 4 on threes. Lose rebound near the perimeter, and Novak finally picks up the bouncing ball off the deck for Mason City. Whitner up ahead. He'll find Rickers. Rickers drives by Burns. His pass to the right block, though, taken by Mansky. Out to Helmers in the lane. Hits the spin towards the left. Goes to his right and rolls it up and in. What an athletic move by Ben Helmers. Spinning one way, twisting the other, and getting the two to tie this one up at 2 apiece. In the lane, Novak got a great look at the bucket, and he scored it off glass for 2. Great find, ball is down on the baseline, but they found Novak middle of the paint, and Novak's 6'5" height gave the Bulldogs a lot of issues today. Bulldogs not a team with a whole lot of height outside the 6'4" Ben Helmers, and Helmers is not going to be your main rim protector as Burns loses the dribble, balls into the hands of Whitner, and still come to the floor right now for Mason City. Whitner, the leading scorer, 11.5 points per game. Sanchez Evans, 11.2. As it's Sanchez Evans trying a three, a little bit too strong, and rebounded on the near side by Aishin for Algona. Gets it out to Mansky. Left wing with 5:13 on the clock. Mason City and Algona both want to press the gas pedal a little bit here today and play a quick pace as Mason City leads 4-2. As there's a foul near the left wing, it'll go against Mason City. Whitner picks that one up, trying to disrupt Ben Helmers for Algona. Well, a lot falls into the hands of Ben Helmers, of course, for the Bulldogs, and how he can manage his workload throughout the game and make sure he's got the energy for the second half is going to be a key. We saw Tuesday against St. Edmund. Had a great first half of 22 points, but took a lot into his hands, and Bulldogs, along with Helmers, kind of ran out of gas in the second half of that game. Helmers trapped in the corner. What a great trap that time by Mason City, and they steal it. Falls runs the other way, falls into the body of Aishin. He forced him wide, and he engulfed that shot, and the ball taken by Mansky. Great defense that time by Aishin. Mansky running, cutting, getting the bucket. Shot blocked by the Riverhawks, and Sanchez Evans comes out with the basketball. Falls towards the front court across the Bulldog logo. He's picked up right near half court by Evan Alley. Now Helmers wants to trap him. Falls picked up his dribble. Helmers knocks it away from Falls. Falls is only 5'10", had the 6'4" Helmers in front of him, but got it back. Sanchez Evans on left wing. Cues up a three, no. No one got a body on Rickers, though, who saves it. Into Sanchez Evans. Barrels inside, missed the shot. Followed by Novak, and it's good. Not a good rebounding possession there for the Bulldogs. Several times they did not get a body on the Riverhawk rebounders, and 2 offensive rebounds lead to a putback by Novak. 6-2 Mason City. 4:13 on the clock in quarter number 1. Mason City bringing a rambunctious student section this afternoon as Alley tried to squeeze a pass between 2 Riverhawks, and it's taken by Falls. Out to Whitner, and Whitner dropped the ball. Probably would have had an easy 2 there, but he couldn't hang on to it. Helmers the other way, bangs into Falls, and that is going to be a charge on Helmers. Helmers jumped so high that time he almost leaped over the top of the 5'10" Falls. But Falls got there first. He held his ground, and he drew the charge by Helmers, his first personal foul. 6-2 in favor of Mason City. We've seen a quick pace so far in this game, but that quick pace is not necessarily translated into a whole lot of scoring yet. Both teams have had some turnover issues so far as Coach Cecil calls a 30-second timeout for Algona as Levi Walker gets ready to check into the ball game. Saturday afternoon games, as we mentioned, they're not always easy. You're used to a 6:15 start for the girls' game, 7:45 for the boys' game on a normal night, but this is just a standalone game, a boys' basketball matchup, 3:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Both teams playing on the second night of a back-to-back, and Bulldogs, though, they're very experienced now in Saturday games. This is their 5th Saturday game of the season, played early in the season against Bishop Garrigan and Charles City on a Saturday. They played January Saturday games against Garner, Haverhill, Ventura, and Spencer, so at this point, the Bulldogs should have the rhythm pretty dialed in as far as what you need to do to bring energy on a Saturday afternoon. But emotionally as well, it's going to be a question for the Bulldogs. Again, another close game last night. 2-point loss against Webster City where the Lynx took the lead late. Bulldogs could not hang on to a 10-point halftime lead. And a lot of emotion expended in that game. How much do the Bulldogs have left for this afternoon? It'll be Helmers and Walker playing at the top of that 2-3 zone defense, picking up Falls near half court. Falls, lobs inside, alley for Novak, and he flushes it! Jameer Falls connecting with Andrew Novak, and he throws it down to make it 8-2. Mansky the other way, Mansky in the lane, Mansky had the ball peeled away, Rickers knocked it out, Whitner runs the floor, goes by Helmers, glides the bucket, missed the shot, tried to scoop it in, and a foul on the other end by Mason City as they try to get the basketball back. 8-2 Riverhawks. Well, Bulldogs did a good job that time, getting down the floor quickly on their end, but they turned it over. Mason City had another transition opportunity, but could not finish the bucket. 8-2 right now, Riverhawks, and the Bulldogs, they've got to take the lid off this bucket here. Mason City playing 1-2-2 zone defense against Algona right now. Helmers up top, passes over to the right to Walker. Now slings it left to Mansky. In the lane towards Halmers, knocked away though. Sanchez Evans' length in front of Eischen was able to knock that pass away. Gets it out to Falls. Walker nearly jumped it. Falls no-look feed to Whitner. Whitner off glass. Missed the point-blank shot. Mason City's already left 3 field goals on the board that they easily could have converted on. 8-2 Riverhawks though. Helmer shovels it out to Mansky. Mansky around to the right to Walker. Now down into the corner to Burns. The excellent 3-point shooting freshman for Algona. Walker back into Helmers. Can't find him though as Novak takes the loose ball away. That intended pass was a little bit to the outside of Helmers, and now Falls comes the other direction for Mason City. Into the right corner to Whitner. Whitner pump fakes, he drives, whips the pass outside to Rickers. Catch and shoot 3, and it pops out of the cup and then drops back in. The friendly road rubber rim by Rickers to make it 11-2 Mason City. Riverhawks, not a team that shot the basketball great this season. Only 37.6% from the field and 26.2% on 3-point balls, but they got one there. Here's Burns trying to answer 3-point shots, and he splashed it. Jacob Burns from the corner. Burns is at nearly 40% on 3-point shots this year. It's 11-5 right now, Mason City. Whitner left wing has Walker pestering him as he'll fling it across towards Sanchez Evans, now down to the baseline to Rickers. Rickers, pestered by Mansky, he'll bring it back outside beyond the perimeter, whips it across the Falls, intercepted. Here's Burns, gets it to Helmers. Helmers left of the bucket, Helmers missed the shot. Great job by Rickers to stay in front that time and not lean into Helmers. He stayed vertical. Falls goes the other way, splits 2 defenders, and he shuffled the shoes. Kind of tripped up a little bit there as he tried to squeeze in between a tight gap in between 2 Bulldogs, and another turnover by the Riverhawks. This has been one of those Saturday afternoon games early on where we've seen a lot of turnovers on both sides, a few point-blank misses at the bucket so far by Mason City. An 11-5 Riverhawk lead right now. Landon Campy into the ball game, handling the rock for Algona, gets it right to Walker, now round into the corner to Burns. Riverhawks jump out at him quickly with Dane Hansen, who just checked into the ball game, the 6'2 junior. Now Helmers in the paint. Helmers fades back for a tough mid-range shot, and he puts it in. Ben Helmers does such a great job creating space, fading back, and staying square to the bucket on those jumpers. 1:30 left in the first quarter, 11-7 Mason City. Rickers bounces the pass towards Witt, now inside the lane. Ball is lost, though, by Hansen, and the Bulldogs take it the other way. Drayden Witt also off the bench for Mason City. And Bulldogs have it between the circles with Walker. Mason City sticks to the 1-2-2 zone defense. Inside to Helmers. He spun away from Rickers, and he scored it. Down to a 2-point game. This is a 7-0 run right now by Algona, 11-9. It has to be a combination of being patient and aggressive on offense for the Bulldogs. You have to balance that against that 1-2-2 zone. Falls in left quarter, passes away from the double team to Rickers. Rickers gets it over the right to Witt. Cues up the 3-point shot. Left is short. Long deflection towards the boundary, and it's out of bounds. Mason City goes one and done on that possession. And the Bulldogs can tie or take the lead with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. The Riverhawks have a 6-8 record. They've lost 5 games in a row. They've had 5 straight games of 50 or less points. Bulldogs, like we said, they've lost back-to-back games. St. had been Tuesday and Webster City on Friday. Helmers back to the bucket, spins back, fades for a jumper over Hansen. Oh, and he sticks it. What a move by Ben Helmers. That was a grown man jump shot right there, and we are tied at 11. Another difficult shot by the Bulldog senior. Witt down towards the baseline, cut off by Eischen. In the lane, Sanchez Evans power dribbles, puts it up and in over Walker. Great move by Sanchez Evans, strong to the bucket that time. Bulldogs will have a hard time keeping him away from the painted area because that is a physical player right there for Mason City. Helmers works by Sanchez Evans, bangs inside of Witt, and draws the foul. Helmers did a good job of trying to reverse that time, went into the body of Witt, and with a 13-11 Mason City lead, Helmers will shoot 2 free throws. Just 10.3 seconds left in the first quarter. Helmers with 6 out of the Bulldog, 11 points so far, as he will queue up 2 free throw shots. Free throw shooting has been greatly improving for Ben Helmers as of late. He's over 58% now as he rattles in that first free throw. 13-12 now, Mason City. First matchup between these two teams in the Bound era. So even though Mason City not that far away here from Algona, but Bulldogs had a non-conference spot, as did Mason City, to add a team. They did, as that second free throw swirls out of the cup. A loose rebound, peeled away by Hansen for Mason City. 7 seconds, up ahead to Witt. Witt down the lane, threads it to Falls. Extra pass, corner to Rickers. Arcs of the 3, and he cans it at the very end of the first quarter. Oh, and Rickers knocks down the 3. Mason City 16, Algona 12. We move to the second quarter on KLGZ, 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying Steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Start of the second quarter from Algona High School. The Algona Bulldogs leading the Mason City Riverhawks, or I should say trailing the Mason City Riverhawks 16-12 right now as Mason City got that late three by Owen Rickers to take a 4-point lead at the end of one. Bulldogs move from right to left on the radio dial. Two teams that want to get out and run a little bit today. Different style than yesterday. Webster City, who the Bulldogs played, made it their mission and prime purpose to slow down the Bulldogs and kind of drag them into the mud into a slower paced game, something they've done well over the years. Today, Mason City wants to get out and run a little bit more, as does Algona. Helmers getting a floater off and scoring. Boy, Helmers once again, great job keeping his balance there after taking a little contact. Another tough shot for him is shot on the other end and misses Mason City. Campy rebounds and wraps the pass around to Mansky, who runs the other way. 16-14 Mason City. Mansky in the lane, kicks out to Helmers. He sidesteps and slid a little bit too hard that time. That'll be a traveling violation against Helmers. Helmers left 9 of the Algona 14 points thus far in this ball game. It'll be Falls at the controls right now for Mason City, the sophomore point guard. Mason City, one senior in the starting lineup, other four underclassmen. Sanchez Evans whips it out towards Novak left wing, the lone senior in that Riverhawks starting lineup. Novak passes near side to Witt. Witt slicing in, Witt trying to feed it inside, could not find Rickers, and Mansky intercepts. Mansky pass in transition, got tipped, but Campy collected it. Now, pass in the corner to Helmers is taken away, went off his hands, and Witt goes the other direction for Mason City. Out to Rickers, sets himself for a three, hit that one off the glass, no good, and Walker underneath the bucket for the rebound. Now Helmers will walk it into the forecourt for Algona, slowing it a little bit down here. Bulldogs with Helmers, Walker, Campy, Mansky, and Eischen right now on the floor. Helmers passes left side to Walker. Now back into Helmers. Helmers back to the bucket. He spins, fades for a tough baseline jumper, and in and out, no good. Nearly another crazy fadeaway shot by Ben Helmers, but that one won't go, as Falls now has the basketball for Mason City. Falls gets it to Sanchez Evans, top of the arc. Flings it over to the right, he'll find Rickers. Bounce pass towards the lane. Eischen did a nice job cutting in front of Novak and denying him the ball. Eischen knocks that one out of bounds. Whitner back in for Mason City, as Witt will head to the bench. Whitner, the 6'4" junior. Leading scorer for Mason City, 11.5 points per game. He's also grabbed 6.1 rebounds so far for this Riverhawk team that averages about 55 points per game. Referee's making sure the scoring table had all the substitutions there. 6:27 left in the second quarter. Evan Alley in for Algona. Whitner in the corner. Whitner gets the pass off to Rickers. Rickers across the foul line. Rickers 15-footer, left it short. Loose basketball when Helmers picks it up. Gets it out to Mansky in transition. Oh, he got by Falls, got to the rack. Scores on the layup. Mansky came in so fast, you thought that one might be a little bit too fast and out of control, but he somehow was able to guide that ball into the bucket. Now Novak under the bucket and lays it in. You can't let Novak get that deep if you're Algona. That's going to be 2 points all day for Mason City. 18-16 Riverhawks. 6 minutes on the clock in quarter number 2. Mansky, right corner towards Walker, has Whitner right up in his face, and will get it out to Alley. Alley just under 10 points per game so far for the Bulldogs on 40% shooting. Gets it over to left to Helmers. All eyes on Helmers right now. Helmers steps back into left corner. A couple defenders race at him. Helmers weaving away from traffic. He's in the lane, dishes out to Walker. Walker right wing tray, left it way short. Rebound tapped around in the hands of Novak at the foul line for Mason City. Falls up the near side of the court. Falls, high pass for Whitner. Whitner power dribble, sets himself, missed on the shot though. It's been a frustrating afternoon so far for Marcel Whitner's. Had a couple of looks from the left side that he couldn't knock down. Here's a free ball by Helmers the other way. Off back iron, no. Ball tapped around to Whitner on the rebound. Bulldogs go one and done. Whitner across the Bulldog logo, lobs it over to Rickers, squares for a three-point shot, and Rickers hits it again. 21-16 Mason City. Owen Rickers with 9 points so far in this game, came in averaging 4.5. And Bulldogs, the carrying violation against Mansky. He was trying to keep in mind where half court was, as well as the fact that there were two Riverhawk jerseys right in front of him, and it's called for a turnover right there. 4:58 left in the second quarter. DeAndre Judon checks into the ball game, the 6'1" senior for Mason City. Judon wearing jersey number 25. Whitner in the left corner now. Whitner lobs it up top, and that pass goes to nobody. It's an over and back against Mason City. Novak and Falls are both from the area, and neither one of them went for that basketball as Mason City with an unforced turnover right there. 21-16 Riverhawks. Last 5 points going to Mason City. 9 points so far by Rickers. 8 by Novak to lead the way for the Riverhawks. Walker passes over to Helmers, far side of the court this time. Helmers has Novak in front of him, the 6'5" senior. Now Helmers dribbles around the arc, forcing his way into the lane, and he got pushed from behind. That was not an active shooting, and that'll be the first foul in Mason City of this quarter as it comes at the 4:40 mark. Judon, the guilty party in that foul, and the Bulldogs will inbound from the baseline, far side of the court. It's been a grueling schedule for Mason City this week. Played Waverly Shell Rock last night as there's a lob into Helmers, caught at the foul line. Helmers lowers the shoulder, shoots over Sanchez Evans. Almost missed the backboard entirely on that one. Walker tried to pop the ball up in the air and keep it alive, but Whitner eventually picks up the bouncing basketball. There's games against Waverly Shell Rock and Ames, two Class 4A state-ranked teams this week for Mason City. Falls, passes into lane, intercepted by Alley. Alex to Helmers, runs the floor, checks the rearview mirror, and with a soft slam. Ben Helmers dunks that one, made sure to put that down, and it's 21-18. 11 points by Helmers. One dunk by each side so far today. Judon in the left corner, fumbles with the basketball, bounce back to the baseline, finds Sanchez Evans, got inside, powers it up and in over Alley. I'll tell you what, Sanchez Evans is a major weapon on offense for Mason City. He spent a little time outside beyond the perimeter tonight, but if I'm Mason City, I'm focusing on getting him as many touches in the paint as possible because the Bulldogs have not shown the ability to stop him when he gets inside tonight. 3:46 left in the quarter, 23-18 Mason City. Mansky at the left elbow, Mansky double dribbles. He put in the shot from the lane, but double dribble came first as the Bulldogs will call on Jackson Eischen. He'll check in. Owen Ricker is quickly back in for Mason City as well, so he'll replace Novak. At the next stoppage, Campy will shake off the cobwebs for Algona and return to the game, but in the meantime, it's Falls across the timeline for Mason City. Gets it left wing to Whitner, now right back to Falls up top. 3:32 left in the first half. Here's a high lob to Whitner, makes the catch and he finishes. Looked like an alley-oop coming in there. Whitner made the safe play, though, and laid it in. His first field goal of the day, and it's 25-18 Riverhawks. Mason City on a run right now. Mansky had his pocket picked. Here comes Whitner the other direction. Whitner with the Euro step. Ball got stripped by Burns, though. Great hands that time, and a great job by Burns to stay in front of Whitner. Had the great Euro step that time. Brought the ball down, though, and Burns saw his opportunity to snake that hand in there and peel the ball out of bounds. Timeout called on the floor. 3:14 left in the first half. It's Mason City 25 and Algona 18 on KLGZ 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Boyd & Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
11 points so far by Ben Helmers, but the Algona Bulldogs trail the Mason City Riverhawks 25-18 from Algona High School and on home country KLGZ Algona. Judon inbounding from the baseline, finding Whitner in the corner with 3:13 left in the first half. Whitner, high pass near side to Falls. checks his heels, made sure he stayed in bounds there as he was near the boundary, but Falls whips it over to Whitner on the wing now. Whitner back to the near side to Falls, into the lane, Rickers, nice bounce to Sanchez Evans, and he lays it in. Great job picking apart the defense that time by Mason City. Rickers on the assist, and Sanchez Evans on the finish. Sanchez Evans now with 8 points. Pass into lane, intercepted by Sanchez Evans. No one on the Bulldogs looking for that ball. Outlets towards Rickers. Burns trying to strip the ball away, but he got arm as well, and Rickers almost forced that shot into the bucket. Instead, he'll shoot 2 free throws for the Riverhawks. 2:45 left in the first half. I'll mention if you're a Bulldog fan, want to give a congratulations to 3 Bulldog girls wrestlers yesterday. Reagan Jensen and the Davis sisters, Melinda and Mara Davis, qualifying for state. The Bulldog girls wrestlers had their super regional yesterday from East Buchanan High School. You may have seen that call on the Algona Radio YouTube stream with Brian Wilson, who made the long trip over over to East Buchanan for that one. So if you see Brian and you're a Bulldog wrestling fan, make sure you're thanking for that coverage. And like we said, Bulldogs get 3 girls wrestlers to state, and state will get underway February 6th, as well as live coverage of those wrestlers on KLGZ 98.5 FM at AM 1600. Both free throws missed, but it's an offensive board for Mason City. Ball got stripped away, though, by the Bulldogs. 27-18 Riverhawks. Campy passed the corner to Helmers, and he wasn't there yet. Thrown out of bounds to the Mason City student section, who is giving Campy the business after that one. This game is tied at 16. Not all that long ago, but right now Mason City on an 11-2 scoring run. One that is extended over several minutes. Falls to the foul line, whips the corner to Rickers. Another catch and shoot, and another make. Owen Rickers is feeling it today. 12 points, and it's 30-18 Mason City. Mansky into the forecourt, gives the ball to Campy. Ball's off his grill, but right back to Mansky. Hands off to Campy, in between the circles, gives it over to Helmers, deep on the left wing. Eischen screens, Helmers heads towards the right, he's double teamed, flips it over to Eischen, down to the baseline, in the lane to Mansky, under the bucket, Mansky reverse, and he puts it up and in. Well, there's not really a defender around Mansky, but that's still not an easy reverse. Back to the bucket, over your shoulder. Good shot there by Nathan Mansky, and down to a 10-point margin right now. Sanchez Evans in the short corner, that's a long 2-jumper. Too strong, rebound by Whitner, put back and a foul. Mason City is really starting to crash the offensive glass right now and give the Bulldogs some issues with their length, as Whitner will trek to the free throw line for a couple of shots. Whitner 65.2% from the line this season. Mason City is a team just over 58%, as that's the first personal foul on Jackson Eischen. Like we said, Bulldogs and Mason City facing off for the first time of the Bound era. There have been a couple of common opponents this season. Mason City and Algona have both played Humboldt and Spencer. Mason City beat both of those opponents. They topped Humboldt 86-75 and beat Spencer 67-61. Both teams which defeated the Bulldogs earlier this season. Whitner makes the first free throw, 11-point Mason City lead. Second free throw, Whitner, and there's a swish. 32-20 Riverhawks. 1:50 left in the first half. They'll pick up at three-quarters court here against Algona. Campy into the front court, gives it off to Eischen. Now lob towards the left wing towards Helmers. Helmers rips the corner on the 3, way short. Barely grazed the net that time and falls there for the rebound. Out to Whitner. Whitner tiptoes the baseline, did a nice job not stepping out of bounds as Falls tried to find him under the bucket. Sanchez Evans passes inside to Novak, peeled away by Eischen, scrap for the basketball, and there's a foul on the play. We'll see who they get that on. I think they're pointing at Mason City's Andrew Novak right there, who is talking with the ref, but did look like Eischen got there first, and Novak I had to let you go this against Sanchez Evans, I beg your pardon. So Novak said, yeah, that wasn't on me, it was on Sanchez Evans. That'll go as foul number 2 against Mason City of the quarter. 12-point Riverhawk lead. Helmers flips it over right to Burns, back into Helmers on the right block. Helmers spins, faces the bucket, he put it in, he drew the foul! What a play by Ben Helmers! Unbelievable. Some of his plays just defy logic, folks. Helmers was on the block, spun his body into the center of the lane, got the jump shot off, got hacked, and somehow put that shot right down the barrel. 13 points by Helmers. Jameer Falls picks up the foul. That'll be number 3 against Mason City, and Helmers will shoot for a chance at a 3-point play. Algona's a team at the line this season, 59.9%, as Helmers knocks down the free throw. 32-23. 3 points the hard way for Helmers. He has 14 right now. Riverhawks break the Bulldog press. Whitner flies in. Whitner missed the layup again. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. They were able to contest that shot without fouling, and Riverhawks touched it last as it went out of bounds. Burns will be the inbounder for Algona. Mason City will pick up here again in the backcourt. It's Witt pestering Mansky. Going to bounce it near side to Burns. Burns threads the pass to the front court to Campy. 54 seconds left in the first half. Bulldogs are across half court. Burns weaving to the foul line, dealing with Campy on the wing. Lets it fly on a 3, and he finds the bottom of the net. 32-26 now, a big free by Landon Campy, and the Bulldogs creeping back into this one. 6 straight points for Algona. Here's Rickers. Rickers slicing in, deals in the lane to Novak. Novak splitting defenders, and that's a foul on the floor going against the Bulldogs. Their third foul of the quarter. They were trying to get in there and force the tie-up, but they got Novak on the wrist that time. Personal foul will go against Campy, his first. And shot clock now off for Mason City. 33 seconds of the game clock. Witt from under the bucket, inbounding. Bounces it into the lane, off the hand of Rickers. Bulldogs outlet, they find Helmers, runs the floor, checks the rearview mirror again, and he's gonna jam it this time! Ben Helmers throws it down, he checked the rearview mirrors, he had Falls pursuing, and it's now 8 straight points by Algona. 32-28, Bulldogs back into it here before halftime. 17 seconds for Mason City, shot clock off, ball peeled away by Campy, but Witt got it back, nearly a turnover. Falls, early 3-point shot, and it's in and out, no good. Boxed up by Mancy for the rebound. Now Bulldogs have time because Falls shot it so early. Campy right in the bucket. Baseline jumper, crawls up the front of the rim, no good. Whitner grabs the rebound, Whitner dribbles out of the pack, and heaves it 3/4 of the court, and the first half is over. Bulldogs score the final 8 points. They get back into this one. It's Mason City 32, Algona 28, heading to halftime on KLGZ, Home Country Radio, and at the Algona Radio, the HS Broadcasting YouTube stream.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Boyd & Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Binkin at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Halftime at Algona High School as the Mason City Riverhawks lead the Algona Bulldogs 32-28 on KLGZ, Home Country Radio, and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. I'm Tyler Lance, back with you here, so we'll take a look at a few unofficial halftime numbers. Scoring by quarter so far, Mason City had a 16-12 scoring advantage in the first quarter. Both teams scored 16 points in the second quarter, as the score right now 32-28 at the half. Individually scoring so far in this ball game, Mason City's led by 12 points from Owen Rickers. Andrew Novak and Ty Sanchez Evans have scored 8 apiece, and Marcel Whitner has 4 so far. For the Bulldogs, it's 16 points by Ben Helmers, 4 from Nathan Bansky, 3 by Landon Campy, and 3 by Jacob Burns, as the Bulldogs trail at the half 32-28. A couple big takeaways so far. Algona showing some fight right now. Mason City has had a couple of chances, a couple of opportunities to be up big, and the Bulldogs have fought back each time. Mason City grabbed the early 11-2 lead in the ball game. Bulldogs battled back in before the end of the first quarter. Then late in the first half, Mason City got on a little run there. We were tied at 16, and then moments later, Mason City had extended their lead to 32-20. So that's a 16-4 score run by Mason City. Looked like they were going to pull away at halftime, but the Bulldogs scored the final 8 points of the first half. So Saturday games can always be a little tough, especially both of these teams coming off losses last night as the Bulldogs dropped the game against Webster City. Mason City fell against Waverly Shell Rock, but the Bulldogs, they haven't rolled over and they've gotten down here. They have battled back into the ball game. They've done it using pass-string defense and good transition offense as well. They've taken advantage of their transition opportunities, and they're forcing quite a few turnovers so far in this game. And as we know, everything starts with turnovers for this Algona team. You force some turnovers, you can get out and run, and you can take advantage of that athleticism. They have done that so far today against Mason City. Meanwhile, for the Riverhawks, they're doing some good things as well, but I think the biggest issue for them up to this point, they're missing a lot of point-blank shots. That's got to be cleaned up in the second half. They're doing a great job of getting the ball inside against Algona, getting it down into the paint, getting it down to the low post area, but they have missed way too many point-blank opportunities when they've gotten the basketball down there. So you do better on that. You be more efficient in the second half. You make most of those opportunities. Mason City could pull back ahead here and get up by double digits once again. Three-point shooting-wise, not a whole lot going for either side except for Owen Rickers from Mason City. Rickers has had a great first half, 12 points, and he's knocked down multiple three-point shots for them, really lengthening out here the lineup for this Mason City team as far as shooting depth is concerned. So Bulldogs, again, they're not a team that's got to shoot a ton of threes. They're really trying to force the transition opportunities, get a lot of mid-range shots by Ben Helmers, and they've done that so far today. Helmers, much like many other games this season, he's put the team on his back with a lot of incredible shots so far in this game. Some shots that defied logic, some and ones, and his normal routine of highlights being put on here in half number one. But thus far, the Bulldogs down by 4 points as we're at halftime here, Algona and Mason City. Coming up, we'll get to the second half. We're about 4 minutes away. Right now, though, after looking at those first half stats, we'll step aside for a few more quick messages. Second half of this boys basketball matchup when we come back on KLGZ at 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
More Sports Club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill, for wicked good food, drinks, and service, you've got to go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown Home Country Radio.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass, for all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Reichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb, from a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
Start of the second half from Algona High School. The Mason City Riverhawks leading the Algona Bulldogs 32-28 right now on KLGZ, Home Country Radio, and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. The teams will bring their the AHS Broadcasting YouTube stream, that is. The teams will bring the starting 5 back onto the floor for Algona. Evan Alley, Nathan Mansky, Jacob Burns, Jackson Eischen, and Ben Helmers. For the Mason City Riverhawks, they'll return onto the floor right now. Their lineup of Jameer Falls, Marcel Whitner, that is, Owen Rickers, Andrew Novak, and Ty Sanchez Evans. Mason City begins the second half with the basketball. They'll move from right to left on the radio dial as Falls will be the inbound earned. We'll get rolling here in half number 2 of basketball action. A standalone game between the Bulldogs and the Riverhawks. Inbound to Sanchez Evans, right back to Falls in the corner. Lob inside to Novak, makes a great catch, pump fakes, and drew the foul. What a great opening play by Mason City. They got the ball into the corner to Falls, and then Falls, their point guard, is able to just rainbow the pass inside to Novak. Bulldogs tried to front Novak. They didn't want that 6'5" post player catching the ball, but once he caught it, he put that hard pump fake in. He got Burns to jump, and that is 2 quick free throws for Mason City, as that one deflects off the rim and the glass and doesn't go down for Novak. No good, and a score 32-28 right now. Novak settles back into the charity stripe. He's only shot 38% from the foul line this season, missed that one short. Rebound tapped around, fight for the loose ball, and Sanchez Evans takes it. He out-muscled the Bulldogs for that one. Falls looking inside. He finds Whitner late, lays it up and in. He wasn't there initially when Falls looked, but Falls took his eye off him for a second, then went right back to it, and Whitner got open late to make it 34-28. 6 points so far by Whitner. Helmers, the bucket towards the right, brings the ball around towards the left to Mansky. Now over to Alley on the wing. Alley gets the Eischen screen. Eischen rolls to the bucket. Alley into the paint. Alley floats it up, missed it left. Guided that ball to the side, and Falls controls the rebound. Falls hits the accelerator, pump fakes, looks inside, whips it over to the left to Sanchez Evans. Down to Whitner on the baseline, bangs a Eischen, and he drew the foul. Mason City getting aggressive again, getting that basketball inside and moving it extremely well on offense to start the second half. 2 free throws coming for Marcel Whitner. Well, like I mentioned, Bulldogs had an NCC game against Webster City last night. A lot of interesting things happened yesterday in the North Central Conference as the free throw by Whitner is up and good to make it 35-28. Class 3A number 1 ranked Clear Lake. They established themselves as the team to beat in the NCC if they weren't already. The NCC this year is Clear Lake's world, and everyone else is just living in it. Clear Lake blows out Humboldt 95-59 yesterday as the second free throw was missed and Mansky runs the lane. St. Edmund without Hunter Horn defeated Hampton Dumont Cal 72-43, and Iowa Falls Alton squeaked by Clarion Goldfield Downs 74-70. So a lot of interesting boys basketball yesterday in the NCC. 7-point lead for Mason City. Helmers deals corner pocket to Eischen, lets it rip, in and out, no good on the 3, and Novak parachutes in for the rebound. Falls into the forecourt, weaves by Alley, controls the basketball after almost losing it, gets it into the corner to Rickers. Rickers steps in for a baseline J and knocks it down. Rickers, after hitting those 3-point shots in the first half, takes the mid-range that time and just as effective, 37-28 Riverhawks. Rickers came in averaging 4.5 points per game. He's now up to 14. 6:35 on the clock, quarter number 3. Alley bounce pass towards Helmers. That ball skids out of bounds, but was it touched by Mason City? No, it was not. And Bulldogs quickly turn it over on their possession. Ball inbounded by the Riverhawks. It'll be Falls walking into the front court. Bulldogs in the season averaging just 12.5 turnovers per game, but coughed up one right there. Novak in the high post, pivots the face of the bucket. Looking into the corner to Whitner, couldn't find him, and a traveling violation by Novak. So Mason City will give one right back to Algona here of 6:16 on the clock. Bulldogs playing their 5th Saturday game of the season. Had that early season win against Charles City as Burns passes up ahead to Alley, now down to the baseline towards Eischen. They break the press. Eischen got blocked though. Rickers got a hand on it, and Sanchez Evans comes out with the basketball. Sanchez Evans gets the acceleration to the front court. Threads a beautiful pass inside to Rickers, and he scores. 39-28. He bounced that one through the lane amongst a lot of traffic, and now Bulldogs throw an interception. Novak runs the floor down the lane. Ball got stripped with a foul. Looked like Evan Alley was the guilty party that time for Algona. 3rd foul of the Bulldogs of this quarter. What a feed, though, by Sanchez Evans on that last play. That's one of those passes, you can throw a chest pass there, that's intercepted, and Algona runs the other way, but you put that one on the deck, you throw the bounce pass, it gets through the defense, gets inside, and Rickers had that easy lay-in. First personal foul by Alley, who checks out of the ball game. Levi Walker dusts off the cobwebs for the Bulldogs. Mason City again gets the ball inside of the inbounds play. They find Novak, and he sets it in to make it 41-28. Mason City running away from the Bulldogs to start the second half. 9 straight points by the Riverhawks to begin this half. Helmers on the right side in front of the Bulldog bench. Helmers sidestepping, working in the baseline, dealing into the corner to Burns, and the ball's through his hands and out of bounds. Bulldogs disjointed here to start the second half, and Mason City playing with some renewed energy. Mason City's making a concerted effort to make sure they force Helmers down to the baseline, don't give him an opportunity to even shoot from the mid-range and try to force that ball out of his hands. Helmers guards Falls near half court, run for the steal. Falls escaped him though towards the left corner. Now Walker in front of Falls. Gets it up top to Rickers. Rickers to the top of the arc. Ball got tipped on its way to Falls, but he's able to collect the pass with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Falls now backs up towards half court. 1 step inside of the half court line. Falls over towards the left, gets the Sanchez Evans screen. Bounces the pass towards Whitner right side. 7 on the shot clock. Quarter to Rickers. Look out. Finally missed one, and Novak grabs the offensive rebound. Novak back up a bit. Offensive foul that time. What a heady play that time by Jackson Eischen. When he saw that offensive rebound go into the hands of Novak, he immediately set up because he knew Novak was going to go straight back up for that one. Great job by Eischen to draw the charge there. 2nd personal foul on Novak. 1st team foul by Mason City this quarter. The Bulldogs have the rock right now. The junior Eischen drawing that charge on the last play. Here's Mansky being pestered by Whitner in the backcourt. He's able to weave past him, and eventually a push called against Whitner for Mason City. 2nd foul by the Riverhawks. 2nd personal foul by Whitner as well. And Mansky with an inbounder from the near side right down beneath us. Bounces the pass in towards Eischen. Novak went for the steal, couldn't get it. Eischen deals corner pocket to Burns, passes the 3, he'll drive instead. Went right into traffic and drew the foul. Now the Bulldogs are taking it right at Mason City here. A good idea by Algona. Mason City has begun this quarter for the first 3.5 minutes by forcing the ball inside against Algona and getting some points in the paint or trying to draw fouls. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs, they've taken a page out of Mason City's book the last few possessions, moving the ball well, driving inside, and forcing Mason City to commit some fouls as Burns treks the free throw line. Burns has made 3/4 of his free throws so far this season for Algona. And that ball is in and out. Can't put that one in, and it's 4:38 on the clock and still a 41-28 Mason City lead. The 5'11 junior Drayden Witt will check in for the 6'5 senior Andrew Novak. And Burns will cue up the 2nd foul shot. And he'll deposit that one into the bucket. Bulldogs have their first point of the second half. Score now 41-29. Mason City has the lead. Bulldogs pick up in the 3/4 court. Whitner passes near side to Sanchez Evans. Now up ahead to Witt. Witt will take it inside. Bangs into Eischen. Missed on the layup. Whitner off the board. Whitner put back. Missed it though. Couldn't get the right-hander to drop. And Mansky now outlets to Helmers. Helmers working the dribble left side. Helmers forced down to the baseline. And that'll be another foul on Mason City. Their 4th foul of the quarter. And we're only at the 4:20 mark of quarter number 3. Next foul put the Riverhawks in the penalty. As that is personal foul number 2 against Owen Rickers. But keep doing that if you're Algona. You've got to attack off the dribble here. That's the way to create energy. As the lob into Helmers makes the catch, shoots without landing, missed, got his miss back, missed his follow-up, got his 2nd offensive rebound of the possession, and eventually drew the foul. And that's foul number 5 against Mason City. Helmers caught that inbounds pass, shot without landing, missed it, grabbed his own miss, missed again, grabbed his own miss again, and eventually drew that foul. That is the thing. Helmers, he's 6'4", but has the guard skills on the floor, and air balls on the first free throw. 41-29 right now, Mason City. Nathan Berkeley, the 6'3 sophomore, comes off the bench for the Riverhawks for the first time today. He'll replace Owen Rickers. Helmers sitting on 16 right now. And he missed the 2nd one as well. Whitner snatches down the rebound for Mason City. Whitner gets it near side to Sanchez-Evans and bursts past Walker into the front court with 4:07 left in the third. Sanchez-Evans around towards the right, pass got deflected, but into the hands of Berkeley for Mason City. Into the corner to Whitner, cues up a three, and it's in and out. Almost popped back into the cup, but Burns is able to collect the loose rebound. Burns outlet towards Helmers on the wing. Pass to the three-point look, works inside instead, slices between two defenders and draws another foul. He split in between Sanchez-Evans and Whitner, and once again, Ben Helmers will head back to the free throw stripe. This is a fast-paced game, but it's going to be slowed down here in the third quarter because of the 5 fouls by Mason City. So every time the Bulldogs get fouled, they will head to the free throw line, and that'll probably prevent a whole lot of momentum from being established here in the third. Mason City, though, on their end, they've got to still be aggressive because the Bulldogs are not too far from the penalty either. They have 3 team fouls as Ben Helmers deposits the first free throw into the bucket to make it 41-30. DeAndre Judon back into the ballgame for Mason City. Whitner heads to the bench with 3:50 left in the third quarter and a 41-30 Riverhawk lead. Helmers' second free throw. That one rattles and drops through. 41-31 now, back down to a 10-point margin as Helmers has posted 18 so far tonight. Falls, will pass towards the left. Bulldogs want it to trap him just inside of half court as now it's Judon bursting into the forecourt. Finds Falls in the wing, open for a three-point look. Well short, and Mansky got run into by Eischen and nearly turned over by the Bulldogs. Mansky threw the ball to Eischen, and then Eischen was almost out of bounds, but was able to tiptoe and stay in. Helmers on the wing now, guarded by Judon. Now here's Helmers. He's in a double team. He splits them, deals underneath. Wide open Burns, and he sets it in. What a find that time by Ben Helmers, and that's how you take advantage of your Algona. You know all 5 guys on defense are going to be paying some level of attention to Ben Helmers. Especially when the double team comes, someone is open somewhere. Burns does that nice baseline cut. Bulldogs lay it in, and a timeout called on the floor with 3:15 remaining in the third quarter. Quick timeout for us as well on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lictor's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction, let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Algona on a run right now to try to get back into the ball game. It's Mason City 41, Algona 33. Mason City scored the first 9 points of the second half. Bulldogs have answered to 5 points in a row of their own. Trying to fight back into this one. Looking to turn up the defense here against the Riverhawks. Mason City has the basketball. They'll inbound to Witt in the backcourt. And the Bulldogs will pick up here in this three-quarter court 2-2-1 press. Witt will get it up ahead towards Berkeley. Now back to the trailing Witt as they get across half court. Witt underneath to Sanchez-Evans in the corner to Berkeley. Three-point look, and it bangs off the glass. No. Rebound controlled by Burns, and his outlet is thrown out of bounds. Bulldogs got a little greedy that time. Burns was trying to throw a pass about half the length of the court towards Helmers in front of the Bulldogs student section and sailed that one well out of bounds. So Bulldogs cough up the turnover there, and Mason City has the basketball. Algona again. Let's go to three-quarter court press here. Falls. Surveying, passing over to the right to Witt. Witt throws it across half court, and it's intercepted. They were running out of time on that 10-second count, and Witt just had to fire it across. Walker had the pick. Burns shovels underneath for Mansky. Mansky took some contact. They didn't call a foul there as Mansky went spilling to the deck and rebounded by Mason City. Berkeley controlled the rebound. Here's Witt into the paint. Witt gets it over Sanchez-Evans. Now Berkeley in the right corner. Tries again. That time he connects. Nothing but net from the right corner by Nathan Berkeley. And Mason City snatches back momentum for an 11-point lead. Helmers on the left wing for Algona working against Berkeley. Barrels towards the baseline under the bucket, forced down low, and he stepped out of bounds. Good physical defense that time by Berkeley. Bulldogs wanted the foul, they won't get it. And Bulldogs turn it over again. Remember, it is the bonus situation, so any foul would send the Bulldogs to the line here in final 2:10 of the quarter. Eischen knocks the pass away, and the Bulldogs steal it again from Mason City. Down to the baseline to Eischen right side. Eischen against Falls, back out to Walker, top of the arc. Walker towards the right, gets cut off by Judon. Now he finds Burns. Burns jab steps, works towards his right, backs his way in, now brings it back outside, finds Mansky between the circles. To the left to Helmers. Helmers to the top of the arc. Helmers getting downhill, driving inside, getting to the rack, missed the left-hander, got his own miss back as he chased it down and brings it back out beyond the perimeter, guarded now by Sanchez-Evans. Helmers the crossover, the acceleration, works towards the baseline, and a push called against Mason City. Sanchez-Evans tried to stay on Helmers for as long as he could, the quicker Helmers, but eventually Sanchez-Evans had to give up a foul there and send Helmers to the free throw stripe for 2 shots. Helmers, one of the true shot creators in this area, able to induce a lot of fouls, able to create with the ball in his hands. He and Hunter Horn by far taking the most free throw attempts in the NCC. Hunter Horn over at Fort Dodge St. Edmund as Helmers knocks down the free throw to make it 44-34. Now 19 points on the board so far for Helmers. 1:37 remaining in the third. Helmers' second free throw right down the drain. Back to a single-digit game. 44-35 Mason City. And the Bulldogs will continue with their three-quarter court press. That's caused some issues for the Riverhawks. Judon into the front court. Bulldogs maybe could have trapped him there, but they elected not to as it's Witt looking inside for Judon. He's not there. Will get it over the falls. Right corner. It's a free by Berkeley, and that one is in and out. Rebound by Judon. His putback misses from point blank. And the ball right back into his hands. Tried to drop it off for Sanchez-Evans. Ball rolls away, and a timeout called by Mason City. Nearly lost possession there, but Coach Trask wisely calls a timeout. A 30-second timeout with 1:12 left in the quarter. And again, it's another point-blank miss for the Riverhawks. They're doing some good things offensively. They're crashing the offensive glass pretty hard so far in this one, but that was an issue in the first half. It's gotten better here in the second half. They probably left 10, 12, 14 points on the board so far in this game just by misses from inside that painted area. Bulldogs did not do a good job of getting in between Judon and the basket. He had the easy rebound come down to him, and Mason City just continues to scrap for the loose basketballs after the miss. And that's a lot of what these Saturday games are about. It's effort. Sometimes it's not always going to be the prettiest basketball. You're playing your third game of the week. It's tired legs, second out of back-to-back. Sometimes whichever team can bring more energy and get those 50-50 balls, get those offensive rebounds, get those hustle plays. And Mason City trying to do just that as they lead by 9 here late in the third quarter. Wood from the baseline gets it in the corner to Berkeley. Left corner tray this time. Different side, same result. Second free of the quarter by Berkeley, and it's 47-35 Riverhawks. They may be not a great free-point shooting team, but boy, they hit some timely threes so far this afternoon. Eischen over on the left wing with 56 seconds left in the quarter. Works around the arc towards the right, finds Helmers. Deposits the ball right corner towards Burns. Burns to the baseline to Walker. Pass got tipped. Walker collects it. Wraps the pass around to Helmers on the wing. Top of the arc to Mansky. Mansky, left elbow J. Mansky swishes it. Nice shot there, Nathan Mansky. And it's 47-37. Mansky now 6 points for the Bulldogs. Falls the other way, finds Sanchez-Evans on the wing. He arcs up a three-point shot. Settled for that one. It's no good. And Mansky controls the rebound. Shot clock now off. 27 seconds left in the quarter. 47-37 Mason City. Algona trying to scrap back into it. Mason City hasn't been able to put them away this afternoon as Helmers accelerates. He shoots with the left hand, and he powered it up and in over the top of Witt. Nice job by Helmers, not going into the body of Witt, shooting before he got there and avoiding the offensive foul. 22 points for Helmers, 8 seconds left in the quarter. Falls, lobs toward Judon. Judon, three-point ball, and it's rims out no good. 2 seconds left, ball pinballs out of bounds, and .6 remains on the clock. Mason City touched her last. I think Judon got fooled by that false countdown. The Bulldog student section started counting down 3, 2, 1 when there was still 10 seconds on the clock. Judon shot that one maybe a little early as Eischen three-quarter court heave, and that one is off the shot clock, no good. And that is the end of the third quarter. Score right now, 47-39. Mason City on top of Algona on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Bill's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona Tree Service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
Final 8 minutes of basketball action from Algona High School. It's Mason City 47, Algona 39. The Riverhawks outscored the Bulldogs 15-11 during the third quarter. Helmers with the rock right now for Algona. Bucket is towards the right. Accelerates down the lane. Deals baseline to Eischen. Now out to Walker on the wing. Walker works his way towards the right corner or falls in front of him. Now to Helmers. Right wing. Gets the screen by Eischen. Helmers, the right-handed dribble. It's off a foot, but he was fouled on the play. He was fouled on the play by Rickers for Mason City. As Mason City got into foul trouble during the third quarter, Bulldogs spent a long time in the bonus. And that'll be the first of this quarter. Fourth personal foul on Rickers, who leads the way for Mason City of 16 points. Helmers leads Algona of 22 so far, as Helmers is on the wing right now. Looks into the paint to Mansky. Mansky power dribbles. Mansky reverse layup, left it short. Got his own miss back, shoots over Whitner, and he floats that one up and in. Mansky stays with the play, and it's a 6-point game, 47-41. Mason City's been up by double digits multiple times so far this afternoon, but the Bulldogs have fought back each time. Falls dribbling at the Bulldog logo. Walker pasturing in the near half court as Falls works towards the right. In the corner to Whitner. Whitner free-point try, and he cashes it in. Nothing but net for Marcel Whitner from the right corner. He has 10 points, and Mason City up by 9. Mansky shovels the ball to Helmers down in front of us to the right. Helmers around the perimeter. Mason City desperately trying to stay in front of him. Pass to Eischen in the corner, and Eischen shuffled the shoes. Took that first step before he put the ball in the hardwood, and the Bulldogs turned it over. Witt checks into the ball game. He will replace Rickers for Mason City with 6:56 remaining on the clock in quarter number 4. And Falls will walk the basketball across half court. Both these teams trying to snap losing streaks. Mason City losing streak of 5 games. Algona losing streak of 2 games. As Mason City leads by 9 right now. Whitner on the left wing. They'll force him towards the left. He slings it across the court towards Falls. Falls right baseline, gets it out top to Witt. Witt to the elbow, inside to Sanchez Evans. He got a great seal on a score. He sealed off Walker that time, and there was no one between Sanchez Evans and the bucket. He has 10 points. Mason City now 4 different players in double figures. It's Rickers of 16, Whitner, Novak, and Sanchez Evans all of 10. Mansky right wing tray, and Mansky cashes it in. Bulldogs just will not go away. It's 52-44. Give Mansky 11 so far this afternoon. Inside Sanchez Evans again, missed that shot. He got it back, reverse, no good, ball pops out, and Walker has it for Algona. He hugs it, and he rips it away from Novak, who had to back off and not commit the foul. 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. Walker, top of the arc, looks for Eischen baseline. Eischen to Burns, knocked away by Falls. Bulldogs had the right idea there, but Falls was able to recover. And Mason City up the deflection, steals that ball. Falls on the right side. A sophomore point guard for Mason City finds Whitner in the right corner. Whitner a 3 over Mansky, and Whitner hits it again. He's getting hot late in this ball game. Marcel Whitner's knocked down back-to-back threes, and it's 55-44. He's a 34.5% three-point shooter. Started off this game very cold, missed a few twos right by the bucket, but he is making up for that big time here in the second half. Pass to Helmers along the baseline, working against Sanchez Evans. He puts a brick wall up in front. Pass it to Burns. Burns right wing tray, and Burns hits it. All of a sudden, it's turning into a perimeter shooting game here for the Bulldog High School Gymnasium. 9 points by Jacob Burns, 55-47 Mason City. Whitner, a 3-point try. That shot got blocked. Novak collects loose ball into the bucket, and there's a foul on the play. Foul on the floor against the Bulldogs. They got the tipped shot on the three-pointer by Whitner, but Novak and Sanchez Evans are both down there under the bucket waiting for the rebound, and instead they collected that tip shot with Novak, and the personal foul go against Eischen, his third. Evan Alley and Landon Campy into the ballgame for Algona, joined by Mansky, Helmers, and Eischen, as Mansky steals the inbounds pass. Out to Helmers. Helmers against Falls. He lets Falls fly by, and Helmers lays it up and in. Did a nice job there knowing that Falls would go running right by him, and now it's 24 points by Ben Helmers. 6-point margin as a whistle on a timeout right now. 30 seconds by Mason City. 4:52 on the clock in quarter number 4 as Mason City leads 55-49. 24 points so far in this game by Ben Helmers, having another excellent afternoon for the Bulldogs. And Algona, they have not led at any point during the second half. Last time, in fact, they were tied was back when the score was still 16-16 during the first half. By scorekeeping correct here, I don't think the Bulldogs have ever led in this ball game, but they've never gone away either, and this is what you'd like to see on a Saturday Remember a couple Saturdays ago, the Bulldogs played Spencer, and game just kind of got away from them, and they never were really able to battle back and do it against the Tigers after they'd played an emotional game the night before against the Humboldt Wildcats. Today, kind of a similar situation. It was a tough, emotional game last night against Webster City. Bulldogs lost it, and they could have come out here and rolled over against Mason City when they got down by double digits a couple times so far this afternoon, but they have not rolled over at all. They've battled back into the game each time. But a credit to Mason City. Bulldogs have gotten on these runs, and Mason City has always found a way to short-circuit it and hit a big shot right when they've needed it to get momentum back. Witt lobs it into Falls, almost stolen by Campy. Falls to the corner, intercepted by Mansky. He couldn't locate Whitner. Mansky was the floor. He Eurosteps, and he missed on the layup. Everything but the finish by Nathan Mansky, who came in at 100 miles per hour and maybe came in a little too hot. Whitner in left corner uncorks the three. He left it short. Novak offensive rebound. It rolls away from him, though, out to Witt. Witt to Falls. Falls a three-point ball, and he rattles it in. Jameer Falls with a three-point shot, and it's 58-49. That's his first field goal of the afternoon. Back to a 9-point Mason City lead. This lead has been stuck anywhere from in between 6 points to 11 points for the Riverhawks. They haven't gotten up by more than that. The Bulldogs really haven't gotten closer than 6 at any recent point in the ball game. About halfway through the fourth quarter, Bulldogs have the rock. Campy down in the right corner, contested free over Sanchez Evans, and it's off the front of the rack. Rebound into the hands of Whitner for Mason City. Whitner weaves by Helmers, dishes near side of the court to Witt beyond the perimeter. Slicing in, goes into the body of Eischen, and there's a foul on the play. Eischen was moving the feet that time, but that foul's going to go against Campy. Campy's second personal, and you'd prefer that if you're the Bulldogs, because that would have been Eichen's fourth. Checking out the ball game for Mason City is going to be Witt. Rickers comes back in at 4 personal fouls. But it's go time here, 3:52 left, and Mason City trying to put this one away, up 58-49. Into Novak, Novak adjusts, he catches, missed the shot to the left, he wanted the foul, didn't get it. Bulldogs out to Helmers, Helmers 1-on-2, and he shoots over Rickers, and he scored. Rickers in the back off just a step to make sure he didn't get foul number 5, and Helmers now with 26 points. 58-51, Mason City. Falls top of the arc, Helmers chases him out to half court. Now it's Falls trying to get by Campy, works his way down to the left corner. Onto the wing. Mason City having some trouble getting space, able to pass right wing towards Whitner. Jump stopping inside, getting it out to Rickers. He sidesteps, he steps back. Bulldogs turn off the three-point look. He'll give it to Sanchez Evans. Missed the three left. Rickers off as a board, and he got hit across the cheek that time. An errant forearm by Jackson Eischen into the face of Owen Rickers, and that'll be a foul on the Bulldogs. Their 4th foul of the quarter, so next foul will put Algona in the penalty. Also, 4th personal foul on Jackson Eischen. Burns and Walker check in for Algona right now. Eischen and Campy check out. Maybe that's just team foul free on Algona. They've got it at 3 on the scoreboard. Thought that was the 4th, but that might have just been the 3rd. Whitner in the left corner, slings it across right wing to Falls. Head fakes towards the corner, dribbles across the foul line, now finds Whitner left corner. Whitner drives in, aggressive moves to the rack, and he put it in. Marcel Whitner so quick off the dribble. He has 15 points, most of that here in the second half. 9-point Mason City lead. Dangerous pass by Mansky, intercepted by Sanchez Evans. Runs the floor, lobs to Whitner. Whitner in the air, and he lays it up and in. Sanchez Evans floated that ball to the middle of the lane, and Whitner glided through the air to set that in, making it 62-51. 17 points now by Whitner. Here's Helmers going to work. Helmers back to the bucket, fades for a tough jumper, left it short. Novak had the contest, and Whitner has yet another rebound. He's got to be approaching double-double territory at this point for Mason City. Falls on the wing, steps back with 2:22 on the clock. Looks for Sanchez Evans. Pass to Novak, wasn't ready for it. It's between his hands. Evan Alley out towards Helmers. He beats Falls to the ball. He got fouled on the play. That was a foot race between Jameer Falls and Ben Helmers on that deep pass, that touchdown-taking shot by Evan Alley down the floor. He did find Helmers, though, and Helmers will shoot a couple free throws. Second foul on Falls, second team foul on Mason City, and 2:15 remaining in quarter number 4. Helmers with 26 points so far in this game. Had a 51-point game not so long ago against Pocahontas area as he rattles in that shot. Down to a 10-point margin right now, 62-52, but do the Bulldogs have time? That is a big concern here at this point in the ball game. 27 by Helmers, 11 by Mansky. As Helmers misses the second one, it goes around and out. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Sanchez Evans for Mason City. Bulldogs catch a break, so kind of like a little 2-for-1 action there. Helmers makes 1 of 2 free throws, and then Bulldogs are able to get possession here off the ball knocked out of bounds. Mansky corner to Eischen. Now to Burns on the wing. Burns bounce pass to Helmers left side. Helmers deep on the perimeter with 2:07 on the clock. Corner to Walker. Bulldogs got to get moving here. Burns up top, now over to the right towards Mansky. Mansky wings it across to Walker. Walker, nothing there, will get it over to Burns. Burns to the right corner to Mansky. He'll let it fly. Three-pointer is short. Fight for the rebound, and Novak controls it for Mason City as Helmers tries to take it away. That was excellent defense on that possession by the Riverhawks. They burned some time, and Bulldogs had to settle for a contested free by Mansky. Now there's 1:42 left. 10-point Riverhawk lead, and time not on the Bulldog side. Falls looking left to Whitner. Almost a steal by Mansky. Ball out of bounds. And they will say that Mansky touched it last. Riverhawks maintain possession with 1:35 left on the clock. 17 on the shot clock right now. Mason City trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. The record's 6-8 right now. With a win today, Mason City would get to their highest win total since the 2018-2019 season. Whitner left corner three, let him at too strong, and flying in for the rebound is Eischen. Outlets to Helmers, he's on the wing. Eyes the three-pointer, he drives instead, hits the spin move, got to the rack, he put it in, and the foul! The continuation for Ben Helmers. Whitner can't believe it, but a lot of defenders have been trying to guard Ben Helmers, and all of a sudden he hits the spin move, and there's nothing but air in front of them. 29 points by Helmers, trying for another 30-piece this afternoon. Had 36 against Iowa Falls Alden, had that 51-point game against Pocahontas area. Those were the previous 2 wins for the Bulldogs. Helmers' free throw is good. Give him 30 points in this ball game. 62-55, 1:23 left. It would take pretty close to a miraculous finish here by the Bulldogs, but maybe a small window of opportunity if you can force a turnover at some point. Whitner collects the ball in the backcourt, now Sanchez Evans. Bulldogs are going to want to try to force a 10-second call, but Falls gets the ball across half court to Novak. Works his way in, Eischen stays in front. And he throws it away. Ill-advised pass. Helmers runs the floor. Helmers floats it up, missed it. Walker the follow, and he puts it in. What a job running the floor by Levi Walker. And a ill-advised turnover by Mason City. 62-57 right now. Novak baseline jumper. He took that shot early. Offensive rebound by Whitner, and a foul on the play. A foul on the play against Whitner. This has been very poor usage of time by Mason City in the last 2 possessions. First, Novak had the ball, a fresh 35, and he threw an ill-advised pass across the court for an interception. That foul, by the way, is number 5 against Whitner. He is done for the day. Then on the next possession, Mason City gets down the floor, less than a minute left, and Novak, for some reason, shoots in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, a mid-range jumper, missed it, and the Bulldogs get the ball back, and a foul by Mason City. I mean, this game was just about over, folks. Mason City has cracked the door open for Algona with very, very poor clock management here in the final minute of this game. 62-57 right now in favor of Mason City, but Algona has a slight window of opportunity, and now Mason City, their leading scorer, Whitner, fouled out of the game with 17 points. They also have 4 personal fouls as well on Owen Rickers, so some foul trouble for Mason City. Team foul-wise, there have been 4 by Mason City so far in this quarter, 3 by Algona. Timeout-wise, 1 remaining for Mason City, 3 remaining for Algona, just 57.8 seconds left. And this hasn't always been the prettiest game. There have been some sloppy moments on both sides, but it's been an entertaining one this afternoon. Mason City and Algona in a Saturday matinee showdown as the Riverhawks have a 5-point lead over the Bulldogs. Algona has never led in this game, but they've never trailed by more than 11 either. They've never let Mason City run away and hide. Actually, check that. I think 13 was the largest lead for Mason City. Riverhawks had that 9-0 run to begin the second half. They went up by 13 points. 41-28 was their largest lead. The Bulldogs have been trying to climb back in all afternoon, led by 30 points from Ben Helmers. Helmers will roll the ball up the floor. He'll pick it up late to save a few seconds, and now here we go. Shot clock running, 55 on the game clock. A bucket here, and this game changes dramatically and gets down to a single possession game. Mansky around the arc towards the left, gives it off to Burns, now corner to Walker. Walker in a trap, he passes out of it though. Good pass by Walker. Back inside to Mansky. Mansky powers it up, and he puts it in! It's a 3-point game, 39 seconds left. Bulldogs want to press here. Sanchez Evans in the backcourt, 34 seconds left, 32 on the shot clock. Wings it up ahead, he found Novak. Novak in a double team, can the Bulldogs steal it? Novak in trouble, throws it across, and he finds Witt. Witt inside, Sanchez Evans pump fake, puts it up, drew the foul. 23 seconds left. Mason City that time did a good job of taking care of the basketball, much better job, and eventually found Sanchez Evans deep inside the paint for 2 free throws now. That foul's the 5th on Eischen. He is done for the day, fouling out for the Bulldogs as Campy will come in. Sanchez Evans, 62.5% for the charity stripe so far this season. And with a 3-point Mason City lead, these are 2 massive free throws right now. First free throw, and he swishes it. Sanchez Evans, unbothered by the situation, and it's a 4-point Riverhawk lead. Give him 11 points. Bulldogs have 3 timeouts, so likely take one here after this as that free throw's up, and that is good as well. 12 points, Sanchez-Evans. Nope, they're going to play it out. 22 seconds left. Mansky finds Helmers. Helmers drives baseline. Helmers under the bucket. Outside to Campy. Catch and shoot 3, and he swishes it. 14 seconds left, and a timeout called. It's a 2-point game. What a clutch shot by Landon Campy. Bulldogs needed that one desperately, and a 60-second timeout is taken. 14 seconds left. We'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll come back in 30 seconds on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Boyd and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
It was a heartbreaking loss yesterday for the Algona Bulldogs. The double-digit lead slipped away against Webster City. Will it be a reversal of fortunes today? Right now, Mason City 64, Algona 62. Landon Campy just hit a dramatic 3-point shot with 14 seconds left. He had the student section chanting his name, and now Mason City will have the basketball against the Algona 2-2-1 three-quarter court press. At least that's what they set up in here to start off. No fouls to give. Both teams have 4 fouls. Algona 2 timeouts left. Mason City 1 timeout left. Shot clock off. 14.3 seconds on the game clock. Rickers to inbound. Whitner has fouled out for Mason City. Eischen has fouled out for Algona. Into Sanchez-Evans, now over to the right to Witt. The state track and field sprinter, he's in trouble, but he's fouled. Oh, the Bulldogs had him go in the wrong direction there at first. He started to dribble backwards, but they fouled him with 10.3 on the clock. Probably a good foul there. I mean, you could chase him around the court and try to force a 10-second call, but at that point, there wouldn't be a whole lot of time left on the clock, and Drayden Witt will trek to the free throw line. That's a good job, Mason City, though, getting the ball in the hands of their top free throw shooter percentage-wise. 73.3% this season for Witt. 2 big ones. And the first one misses. It jumps twice on the rim and rolled off to the right. He almost got the deflection, and now Mason City can only go up by 3 from made free throw. Timeout by Coach Cecil and the Algona Bulldogs. It's a 60-second timeout, but we'll keep it right here. 64-62 Mason City. So now a couple things get emphasized here. Obviously, if he makes the free throw, it's a 3-point game. You get down the floor if you're the Bulldogs, you try to take a 3-point shot. Both teams do have 1 timeout left, so if the Bulldogs don't get something good initially here, Coach Cecil can take a timeout and try to draw something up. However, the other thing to keep in mind, if Witt misses the second free throw as well, you've got to make sure you rebound if you're the Bulldogs. Get a body on a body and secure that rebound by all means possible. Algona has had a little trouble on the glass today. Mason City has had the big advantage in offensive rebounds, so an offensive rebound here on the missed free throw would just about give Mason City the win in this game. It's a 2-point margin right now for the Riverhawks. They lead this game with 10.3 seconds left. Bulldogs have never led. They've trailed by as many as 13, and right now they're down 64-62 in the fourth quarter. They have battled back. This game looked like it was over a while ago, but Mason City, really some poor usage of time in the last minute of this game. A turnover early in the shot clock, a missed jump shot early in the shot clock. Both on possessions with under a minute left. So some poor time management has cracked the door open for Algona, and a missed free throw as well, also cracking the door open here as Mason City. When you're on a 5-game losing streak like this, it can be tough. You wonder when a win is ever going to come, and sometimes when you get in a situation like this where it looks like you're going to win it, it still is hard to finish out these games, get over that mental hurdle of breaking a losing streak, as they're trying to do that here today. Second free throw for Witt to make it a 3-point game. Here's Witt, and he knocked that one down. 65-62 Mason City. 9 seconds left. Here's Helmers into the front court. Helmers up the near side of the court. Helmers pulls up for a tough 3-point shot. It's short. And Witt sails in for the rebound. 1 second left. The Bulldogs won't foul. And it's over. It's over. Mason City hangs on. 65-62 the final score in this one. And the Riverhawks break a 5-game losing streak. That was a tough shot for Ben Helmers in that final possession. Full head of steam, off the dribble, full momentum towards the right side. Really didn't get a chance to get squared up, had a hand in the face. That's about as hard of a 3-point shot as you could possibly get. You maybe had time for one more pass there, but if you take the ball out of Helmers' hands, it's never coming back to him. So they thought the best chance was just to have Helmers take that 3-point shot. It didn't go, and the Bulldogs lose this one today, 65-62. We'll step aside and wrap it up after this on KLGZ 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop